Good morning and happy holidays to you. We are at the Owatonna Today Show. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. We love that you watch us right here on Charter Channel 181, where you can see us 6 days a week. You can also find us on the internet if for some reason you're out and about enjoying this holiday season. You can always find us on YouTube as well as Facebook, and Leanne does upload the most recent episode. You can also find us at the thirdhandvideos.com, where Leanne does have the most recent episode right on her page there. So it's a great way for you to keep up with what's going on in your community, because we love that you join us and watch us right here on the Owatonna Today Show. Today's show is also a great show. We're going to be talking about some changes with Steele County Human Services, and also an update with some maybe year-end ideas for you if you want to think about you think about tax season. I know it's Christmas, but there's always that niggle in the back of your mind thinking, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today too. So it's so great to get a head start on that. But we're always looking for new ideas. If there's something going on in your life that you'd love to share with us right here on the Owatonna Today Show, well, send us an email. It's owatonnatoday@charter.net. You can also call us at 390-5751. Let us know what's going on in your life, and we'll see what we can do to get you on the air and share it with your friends and family right here in Owatonna. So stick with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. In studio, I have two people who are working with Steele County, and I'd like them to introduce themselves really quickly so people will know who you are. Go ahead.
I'm Charity Floen. I'm the Human Services Director for both Steele and Waseca counties.
Welcome, Charity.
Yes,
thank you.
And Tom Shea, Steele County Administrator.
Well, Tom, it's
Yes.
it's the end of the year.
Yes.
Exciting as the administrator. I'm sure it's not the end of. Is it the end of the fiscal year for this
The end of the
county?
fiscal year, correct.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on in your office.
A lot of stuff, right.
But there's the biggest one for you personally.
Well, yes, I will be retiring from Steele County and from my administrator position. Probably the end of February, first part of March, whenever a new administrator's been named, I'll be retiring.
How many years have you been?
Well, I was a county commissioner for 21 years and completing 3 years as administrator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Having been the administrator, have you seen the county from a different aspect? Even because when you're a
Yes.
commissioner, you do get a really good idea of what Steele County is
Correct.
like.
Very different roles. Commissioner's policy making, direction, big picture. Administrator is keeping the trains on time. Yes.
And as you look forward to this, the next future, okay, we're going to ask you to do a little soothsaying here.
Yeah.
How's it look like for Steele County?
Oh, Steele County is well positioned. It's county government strong. We have great staff, great infrastructure. We have completed a strategic plan that sets a course, for the new board, for the new administrator. Financially, the entire county's healthy. The county government itself is healthy, so it's in good shape.
So you feel pretty confident letting it go?
Yes, yes.
Do you have any plans for your retirement?
I'd like to get my handicap down to less than 10.
So you might have to move somewhere warmer for a while.
Well, no, I can work on that.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, so there is a lot of transitioning going on for you and the county, but there's actually a bigger one. That's why Charity's here today, because we're talking about the transition of combining some services.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Dodge, Steele, and Waseca counties are going to merge their human services departments effective January 1st, which is, as Tom pointed out, just a matter of days away. We've been working on this for a number of years, trying to work through and identify the best way to do this type of a merger. So it'll be, as I said, the human service agencies, which means all of our public assistance programs, income maintenance, food support, cash assistance, health care, our child protection services, adult protection services, all of our case management services, all of those and child support are all merging into one entity. And we believe we'll have some greater efficiencies in this process. As three relatively small counties, we all have to have some degree of expertise in a lot of different areas. So we do a lot of duplicative kinds of things. By pulling the three together, we hope we can create some efficiencies, create a deeper bench, reduce the number of programs that an individual staff person needs to know about.
Because at this point, you kind of are asking them, because it's separated into three counties,
Right.
you're asking staff members to be kind of an expert in kind of all areas.
Exactly.
And
at
that's
this
difficult.
point, yes, because some things don't happen very often. So, an application comes in for a specialized program, you have to kind of say, what is it that I need to do? What's changed since the last time I've done it? So if we can have one person who can really specialize that across the three counties, we can, we believe, enhance services, because the person who's responding to that request knows it and knows it well, and can act on it in a timely manner and make sure we're accessing all the services that that person's entitled to. So,
Well, it sounds great for you guys, but it kind of sounds like it could be an inconvenience for people, because if I needed specific services, does that mean now I have to go to a different county?
no, you really don't. You can go to any, we will have a site, as we do now, in each of the counties. You can go into any one of the offices and submit applications, update information. We will connect you with, if that subject matter expert is not at that site, we will connect you with that person, make sure we get an appointment or have something set up so that you can talk either over the phone or via video, which is something that we're using an awful lot now. So I think there'll be an enhanced service from that perspective as well, and hopefully not an inconvenience at all.
Right. And so when you look at this, because I know you've been with the services for a while, how's the training going to change for people within the system?
Well, I think we're going to do a variety of training options for people. We want to make sure that we develop those subject matter experts, figure out who is most interested in which programs, make sure that they get the in-depth training and can bring it back and share it with others as well. Some of the training we do in-house, some of it is done with the Department of Human Services in St. Paul, so there's a lot of back and forth. So we want to make sure that people do have the depth of training that they're needing.
And so when someone walks in, how will that affect them as far as the possibilities of them getting better services?
Well, I think for now it's a matter of coming in, submitting their application. We're dividing our income maintenance unit into specific teams. So we're going to have a miniature team, an adult services team, it's a family cash team. I'm not getting my terms quite right. I don't have the list right in front of me. But they'll have people that can, in each county, that can respond to some of those different questions. And we'll pull the resources of the group to make sure we've got it all done up right.
When you decided to do this, what was the instigating factor? Because it's been a while that people have had to be experts in a way. What's about this transition right now? Why do this now?
Well, we've been working on this for a number of years, trying to get to a point where we can pull some of these services together. And really, it's service enhancement is the predominant thing. We've got to all do all these different things for all the different programs, and can we do it more efficiently if we're in a larger grouping of counties? So I think that's going to be the impetus for it. And there's been changes in funding, and new programs continue to come, and the resources don't always come with them, and how can we be more efficient and share the cost and the work across a broader area.
Yeah, so this is also a transitional time for you as well.
Yes. Well, yes. So we're coming to an end here, December 31st, as Steele County Human Services. Friday, January 1st, we will be Minnesota Prairie County Alliance. We go with Min Prairie as kind of our abbreviation. So we've been working on this transition for a number of months. So folks are I think, ready to go. We will have new computer networks. We'll have new phone numbers. Those will be publicized here shortly as we get the final pieces pulled together. And if you call the old number, it will roll forward.
Okay.
So not a
No
problem.
worries.
No
that
worry.
way.
Emails will forward, but we will get that information out to folks here shortly.
And you mentioned that, if you are going to get services or already have services, you can go to your office. But then you mentioned earlier that also there's a convenience that if you are filling out paperwork for a family member who happens to be in one of the other counties, that is also a new change.
Right. Right now, if someone comes in today who lives in Waseca, for instance, and works in Owatonna and wants to drop off some paperwork for an aging parent that's needing some assistance, they can bring it into Owatonna, but we at this point turn around and mail it off to Waseca. in the future that comes in here, we'll be able to act on that.
Start
We'll be able to
processing it.
process that. We have an electronic data management system that goes into the pool, and it could be a worker in Dodge that's doing it. It could be somebody in Waseca. It could be somebody in Owatonna. It's just where does it come in the queue, and anyone could access that to do that.
Just a thought, did you have to get a new computer system to help make all this work? Because I'm thinking there's got to be a lot more communications happening, I'm imagining.
Yes, an awful lot of communications happen. So we have, in the last 2 years, done an electronic data management system, and we did that across the 3 counties to begin with. And now we're going to have a new computer network so that we're all on the same system.
Okay.
Because right now we aren't for email and calendaring and all that
sure.
kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's in the process. That will be rolled out over a couple of weekends in January.
Okay, so there may be some bumps on this road. I think anytime you have a transition, you just need to be aware that there could be some bumps.
There could be some bumps,
But
yes.
you're doing the best. It is for the future the best, and so just taking that into consideration as you have this new rollout.
Absolutely.
If people are watching today and they do have questions, because maybe we're talking and they're like, I don't understand what's happening, or they have a specific question, where can they send those questions to?
Well, if they're working with somebody currently, a case manager or financial worker, they can certainly call that individual, or they can call our main number, which is 444-7500.
Okay, and so just go ahead and ask those questions. Or if you're working with someone, feel free if you have a relationship
Absolutely.
with that person.
Yeah.
And again, that might not change either. So let's say you do have a relationship with someone and you like to go to that person, you don't have to start going to the new.
No. I mean, if you're working with a case manager now, you'll work with that same case manager next month. So that won't necessarily change. We do have some folks who are moving positions at some point, and there may be some adjustments, but as of right now, if you've got a case manager today, you'll have a case manager tomorrow, and it should be the same person.
Okay,
So
yeah.
should be fairly invisible to folks. They'll start getting information about new business cards and phone numbers and how to contact people, but hopefully it's fairly smooth for all concerned.
Yeah. So Tom, for you, how is this? This seems like a really big change to start working with other counties. Tell me from your perspective.
Well, actually, it's not, Shelley. Steele County has really been on the forefront of developing collaborations and with a number of counties. We have over close to 80 collaborations, joint powers with other units of government. And frankly, that's one of the impetuses for this, is we were doing so many things together. We said, let's put the big piece out there and see if we can't do that, because it's really going to, as Charity said, it's really going to give the 3 counties the ability to sustain the high level of service that the 3 counties have come to expect in human services going into the future with greater demands. And with our smaller size, that's going to be more and more difficult. But now by having the size of the 3 counties, it'll give us that greater ability to do that. Great example is our South Central Human Relations Center that's over 25 years old, and that's a partnership between Steele, Dodge, and Waseca counties.
So just an opportunity, again, to create a partnership between these people that gives more expertise to different locations.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea, because it is hard to be master of everything.
Correct.
Sure.
And to be able to give those tools. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. Again, what's the phone number there if they want to call?
Our general number is 444-7500.
Okay, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to go ahead and call over there, and they'll be glad to explain this in more detail if they need it. Again, but there'll be mailings and that kind of thing.
Yes,
coming out.
yes, there will be more communication coming out.
Good.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time today. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Olson of Mayo Clinic Health System in Owatonna. We know that good health goes beyond having a quality clinic and hospital in our community. That's why United Way is convening community partners to reduce obesity, diabetes, and heart disease in Steele County. At the same time, United Way is funding programs that increase access to health and dental care right now. We're proud to be a partner of the United Way Community Campaign Leadership Team, and we encourage you to join us by giving a gift this year.
Don't let the cold winter weather stop you from exercising. Keep up your fitness program at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. We offer a variety of different membership packages available on daily, monthly, and yearly basis. We also have a variety of programs and services to help the newest of members get started and to help those who have been around for a while improve on what they are doing. The Tennis and Fitness Center participates in insurance reimbursement programs with a variety of different insurance providers that could make you eligible for up to $20 credit each month. For more information about the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, call us at 444-4290.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life. a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I am Dr. Amy Swain from Amy Swain Hearing Centers, and for more than 20 years I have been helping people hear better. It has been a very rewarding experience, but so many people put off getting help with their hearing. Clients often tell me they wish they had started wearing hearing aids sooner, as their quality of life was improved so much with better hearing. Call me today at 1-800-804-3361 for a free hearing test at Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca. That's 1-800-804-3361, where Dr. Amy Swain wants everyone to hear better.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty. And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna. And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. In studio, I do have with me Dan Branstad. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
I know, it's such a busy season getting all the Christmas stuff done, but we really do appreciate you taking the time.
It is. Well, we don't even, or not only getting ready for Christmas, but we also are getting ready for our tax season. So it's still a very, very busy time for us.
It's a little bit less busy, so it's nice that you could make some time for us. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Well, my name is Dan Branstad. I'm a CPA with Carlson Branstad Company. We've been there for almost, or a little over 10 years now at the same location. And so, yeah, we're been looking at all of our clients, all of the new IRS regulations and laws, and that's what I'd like to talk about.
Before we get into it, I just have a really quick introduction, because I think sometimes people think they don't need a CPA. Maybe they don't feel like they make enough money, or they, maybe they don't feel like they have enough investments. What kind of client do you have? I'd like people to understand who should come and see you.
Yeah, typically our client base is a small businessman or a woman, and we not only do their business tax and planning, but also that develops into tax planning and preparation of their personal returns as well. So it's important to get that flow from their business into their personal returns as well.
And it's important to have someone like you, because those tax codes are not simple.
We think it is.
You're an expert in that, aren't you?
And the IRS, or Congress, I should say, they change things every single year. It's just unbelievable the things that they do to us year after year after year.
And so it's nice to have somebody on your side who is an expert, because this is what you focus on.
This is what we do.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So, I do a lot of other things, and when I sit down to do my taxes, sometimes my brain explodes. It's messy. So to be able to have somebody who has a firm grasp on it, especially as a business person.
I do feel sorry for the person who tries to prepare their own return, because if you don't have a computer or the software to print your return out, it's just becoming unbelievably difficult for anyone to do that.
So it's really important. So if people want to know if they should use your services, do you give an opportunity for them to come in and show what they have, and then like consulting?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of folks that come in, and we'll look at their stuff, and we'll interview each other to see if we're a good fit, and to see what we can do for each other.
Yeah, so that's a good way to start. Is just come in, have a conversation, especially around this time of year before tax season starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Once tax season starts, you might not be able to get it as easily. Well, we talked a little bit about all of the tax codes, and we just actually Congress passed. Talk to me a little bit what they did last week.
Okay, yeah, every year Congress puts off, sometimes it's even as late as January, when they finally do their final tax acts for the end of the year. And this year, just last week, they passed what's, I think they called it the Extender Act. And they extended a lot of the tax laws that were supposed to expire in 2014. But however, maybe I can get into some of those.
I'd like to know kind of what some of those were.
How many of those had been extended to another year.
What was do you know the reasoning behind that? What they decided was the purpose of that?
It's just a political thing.
Okay.
Democrats versus Republicans, and it's just the big political football.
So for whatever political reason, they decided these were good things to extend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So what kind of things? Because these are programs that were already in place, and they're just keeping them alive.
Right. And a big part of that bill was also a budget cut for the IRS. The IRS has been cut, I think it was, I want to say it was $400 million.
Wow.
And so the IRS is already saying because of that, a lot of the returns may not be processed on it as fast as they were last year. And also, if you have a question, they're already saying that you may not be able to even talk to a person
at the IRS,
office because of these budget cuts. So already we're starting to feel that.
Wow. And so again, this might be a good time for you to go and talk to a professional, because they might be able to answer questions that you would not be able to get through to the IRS.
Exactly. The IRS's websites and their telephone service, if you've ever tried to call them, is very difficult on top of everything else. And now we're saying it's even going to be more difficult.
Oh, goodness. So just be aware of that. Don't wait till the last minute, or you're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So what are some of the other tax things?
Well, the big thing this year is the health insurance. The Obama health care plan is really coming to light this year in 2014.
Meaning?
Well, if it was required that you obtain health insurance. So if you don't have health insurance this year on your tax return, you're going to have to pay the piper, more or less. So there is a penalty that you're going to have to pay if you don't have health insurance.
So on your tax return, there will be a question that says, do you have health insurance?
Yes. And if you don't, there'll be a form that you will have to prepare to determine how much of a penalty you'll have to pay. That penalty this year can be a flat amount of up to $95 per person. So you're going to have to go through the paperwork on the forms to determine whether or not you're going to have to pay that penalty if you don't have insurance. And if you have insurance and you have understated or overstated your income when you went through MNsure to get your policies, this is when you're going to have to make things even. So based on your income is how they determine the amount of credit that you'll get from the insurance that you've had during the year.
And so, again, so you could get money back based on your insurance.
If your income is a lot lower than what you had projected, if you went through MNsure, then you will probably get a refund or an additional credit. If your income was overstated, it could be the other way around. You might have to pay more.
So this is an important thing to be aware of, that this is a huge change to your tax return.
Yeah, it's very significant. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised.
Yeah, and again, if you want to try and call, you might have some issues getting those questions answered.
That's for sure,
Yeah, okay.
yes. But some of the other extenders that I just want to highlight or bullet, if you will, is that the sales tax deduction is still out there. They extended that. So instead of deducting your state income tax, you can deduct an amount for your sales tax that you paid. Whatever is the higher is what we look at. You can also deduct your qualified tuition and fees. Before there is a credit, but sometimes it's more advantageous for you to deduct it instead of taking the credit. So that was extended. Teachers can deduct up to $250 of direct expenses that they've incurred for their classroom.
That's really great.
That's a very popular one for every teacher, and every teacher has told me that for sure they spend at least that much. So,
at least, yes.
Yeah. Mortgage insurance has also been extended, and that can be deducted as mortgage interest. So that is nice. And another one is distributions from retirement accounts can also be directly paid to the charitable organization.
Oh, nice. And so these are really, some of these are very key to even people just like us.
Oh, definitely.
Everyday people.
Yes, absolutely. Some of the other business extenders, bonus depreciation, 50% of the cost of the new equipment can be deducted. The Section 179 write-off, which means that you can write off the total amount of the equipment that you bought can be deducted, but that's capped at $500,000. And then there's several others that are more narrow in scope. And energy extenders has also been put in. The if you put in insulation, new doors or windows, you can get up to, I believe it's $500 of credit if you haven't already done that. So that's an important extender that was put in to that last Congress Tax Act as well.
And again, these are such great things that we might not know of if we didn't have the expertise behind it.
Correct.
Yeah. So if someone does have questions, they'd like to know, how can they get a hold of you to kind of find out that process?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. They can call me or call my office, and our number is 444-9754.
And just start that conversation. The phone call, of course, doesn't cost anything. But just start that conversation. As you can see, Dan's a great guy. Somebody who's really trying to work for you. And I think that's really important for us to understand, because tax season can be very stressful.
Yes, it can be, for sure. A lot of people aren't sure if they're going to have to pay, how much is my refund, and it gets a problem.
Good. So what's that number again?
My number is 444-9754.
Do you have a website if people would kind of want to?
We do, and it's carlsonbranstad.com.
Good, good. So go ahead and check that out, especially this tax season, as things are getting up. But enjoy Christmas first. All right. How about that? Is that okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
And it's time to take a look at some of your community service announcements. Sledding and movie parties coming up Monday, January 19th with the Parks and Recreation in Owatonna. Celebrate a day off of school with sledding and a movie. Grab your sleds and join them Monday at the West Hills Hill for sledding from 1 to 3. Then at 3 o'clock, warm up in the multipurpose room at Senior Place with free hot chocolate and watch the movie Snow Buddies. It's going to be great fun. Some concessions will also be available for purchase. All kids 7 and under must have an adult that day. But the rest of you, come on over, bring your sleds, and it's just a great way to celebrate a day off of school. Do you need an extra hand in creating capacity and support in your organization? Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation, in partnership with the Corporation of National and Community Service, is seeking proposals from organizations interested in hosting full-time AmeriCorps Vista members. The AmeriCorps Vista program is part of Smith's goal to create economic vitality through entrepreneur development. The focus of Vista members is on economic opportunity, enabling individuals to obtain or train for gainful employment. If you want more, you can contact them. The deadline for community partner site applications is January 15th, so make sure you get in there and do that as soon as possible. I want to thank you so much for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show. It is time for Christmas, so we're going to be broadcasting some great, very traditional, awesome shows. You want to tune in this rest of this week, and we'll see you when we return the following week. Have a great day.